Good evening and welcome to the Cherry Hill West Weekly Report. I'm Kelly Dean.
And I'm Joan Frank. On Sunday, May 1st, the annual Cherry Blossom Parade was held, and some of the dignitaries included Governor Kane, State Assemblyman Rocco, and Mayor Greenwald. Reporter Troy Collins had an opportunity to talk with Mayor Greenwald.
This is Troy Collins here with Cherry Hill's Mayor Greenwald. Mrs. Greenwald, the parade is a significant event here in Cherry Hill, and I'd like a few comments. How do you think this affects Cherry Hill and makes it one of the more unique communities in the state of New Jersey?
Well, I think the parade is a wonderful way of bringing people together, and it shows by the crowd here today that people still love the old-fashioned things that are so traditional in America, like a wonderful parade with high school bands, fire engines, string bands. We're just very delighted with it, and we're very grateful to Mr. Zangi, who has worked so hard, and he is the founder of the parade. We're very proud of him and of this parade and of our whole community.
Thank you. Of course, Cherry Hill now has its own cable station, which we are now broadcasting on. How do you feel this makes Cherry Hill again unique, and how it adds to the creativity of the township?
Well, I think it's a wonderful educational source to show how useful it is even in our schools, and of course for people to know more about their government work.
Thank you. This has been Troy Collins with Mayor Greenwald at the Cherry Blossom Parade.
Along with the parade, West held a carnival in an attempt to raise money for various activities.
This past Saturday, West had the honor of being the first high school to host the Camden County Arts Festival. The festival included workshops and seminars on different arts and crafts. The workshops included pottery and different art classes, also computers. And also computer classes were included in the festival.
Last Thursday, West Knowledge Bowl team won its second match, defeating Rancocas Valley 360 to 165 to advance to the quarterfinals against the winner of the Eastern Regional match. Tune in Channel 2 tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. for the Rancocas contest.
For Boys and Girls State were chosen recently, and Miss Pontius, a member of our guidance department, is here today to talk to us. Miss Pontius, how were the children chosen?
The first thing that we did from the guidance department was to send out a list, or actually a blank sheet, to every member of the faculty and ask them to put down the names of the junior boys and girls that they felt exhibited citizenship, character, leadership, and actually the last thing is scholarship, although many times they go hand in hand. Then after we get something back from each faculty member, particularly the teachers of juniors and the activity sponsors and the coaches, we make a list of all the people who are nominated. And those who have the most nominations, there were 10 girls and 10 boys, are interviewed by Dr. Nelson, who is the director of guidance, and myself. And the students who we feel presented themselves in the best light in their interview were the ones who were picked as the delegates.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Pontius. Ike Carabasius is here, and Ike's been chosen as a candidate for Boys State. Ike, could you tell us what activities you've been involved in that would have led to this nomination?
Well, in the fall, I was involved in soccer, and during the spring, I played in the pit orchestra for the spring musical. I was also chosen to be part of the National Honor Society, and I also played in the orchestra.
Okay, thank you, and congratulations.
Thank you.
We also have here with us Sue Besenhall. Sue's a senior, and she attended Girls State last year. Sue, can you tell us about your experience at Girls State?
Sure. Well, you get chosen, and the first time you go, you're assigned a roommate. You're pre-assigned a roommate, and you're not on the same party. It's either a Federalist or a Nationalist, and the whole time is a constant competition. You know, you're electing mayors of the city. Each dorm is a city, and then from that point, there's senators, and in the big election, you know, what all Girls State is supposedly all about is you elect the governor to represent all the girls that attend there, and at the very last night there is the big inauguration, and the parents of the governor come, and everyone's all dressed up in gowns, and it's a celebration.
Okay. Is there anything that stands out in your memory about Girls State?
Definitely the friendships there, because all the girls there have the same common interests, and we're all college-bound, and it's just interesting to see their viewpoint.
Okay, thank you.
Last week on Cable News, we interviewed the 4 directors of the class competitions. This week, we have the winning director with us, Matthew Cohen. Matt, this is the second year the juniors, well, the 1984 class has won the class competitions, and you've directed both years. The first year you chose a comedy, and this year you chose a serious play. Why did you choose a serious play this year?
Well, I think basically for a little bit of contrast and actually for a little bit of a challenge. Last year was kind of an easy type comedy, which we could really do up and make it look very, very good. And I thought this year, coming into this year, we could get a contrast with a kind of serious play because I knew we had the talent in the class, and I thought it would kind of, instead of keeping with the same sort of type of play, we could have a little bit something different for the class, which might be more enjoyable to everyone.
Which did you find more challenging, a serious play or a comedy?
I would have to say this year with the serious play because especially the play, especially with Sorry Wrong Number, was such a difficult play to do because of the production involved with it. Last year was a kind of a simple play, in which we added all these kind of special effects. And this year we had to concentrate more with working with the various people as well as getting the production as far as the lights and the sound all together. So it was a lot more difficult.
How about in terms of set? Did you have to do anything special for the set?
This year we had a problem. We didn't want to go with the basic, say, box set with the flats and the couch and so on. And so we came up with a kind of an illusion of a set where we only suggested a set, and it kind of gave the appearance of like a jigsaw puzzle, and we got best set for it too.
SATs will be administered this Saturday on May 7th at Cherry Hill West. Students planning to take these exams should be here promptly at 8 o'clock.
Thank you for watching the West Weekly Report. Please join us next week at this time. Good night.
Good night.
Good evening, and welcome to this Wednesday, May 4th East Update. I'm Deanna Day, along with Kurt Hatter. Tonight at 7:30, cum laude inductions will be held for the top 15% of the senior class and the top 5% of the junior class. Senator Lee Laskin will be the keynote speaker. Mrs. Bobby Richterman, president of the Home and School Association and Board of Education member, will receive an award as honorary member for her 15 years of work for the Cherry Hill Education. Tomorrow, buses will leave at 5:30 for Burlington Community College to attend the Knowledge Bowl. East will compete against Eastern High School. Anyone interested in going should see Miss Beck for a permission form. Team members are Bama Threya, Barry Goldman, Ken Kaplan, and Raul Yanis. Alternates are Tim Ash and Amy Yermish. The program will be aired next Thursday on Channel 2 at 7:30 and throughout the week at various times. Now over to Kurt.
Thank you, Deanna. After a very successful orchestra and choral concert on Thursday, now the bands have their turn May 12th. Come on out and see East's award-winning wind ensemble. After this concert, they are looking forward to their trip to Montreal starting the 14th. They'll be competing at the Festival of Music. Tonight, the brass quintet, under the conduction of Mr. Bruce Yurko, will perform at the cum laude induction at 7:30 in East Auditorium. Bama Athreya, a junior here at East, has recently taken the Level 4 test for the National French Contest. She scored first place in the entire nation. East is very proud of her, and special congratulations are in order for Bama, who will be honored at the special banquet tonight.
Sunday, May 8th, is going to be a big day for the drama department. This is the day of the annual one-act play competition. The plays are all student-directed by the following: Lisa Geist, a senior, directing stages for the seniors; Jay Pacala, also a senior, for the juniors with Actor's Nightmare; Jay Goldberg, a senior, for the sophomores with Hop Along Freud; and Andrea Grossman, a sophomore, directing the freshman play Refund. May 8th is also the long-awaited announcing of the winners for the Best Actor and Actress Award, and also the coveted Thespis Award. This year's candidates are Lisa Geist, Richard Paul, Kirk Gilman, Wendy Melamut, Jay Pacala, and Jeff Shanker. Usually one person is awarded, but if the voting is close, a boy and a girl will both be presented the award. May 8th promises to be quite an event, so keep tuned to Cable Channel U for the time of performances. Now over to Kurt.
Last night, Beth Stonoff and John McGee were honored with other KYW TV radio interns in Philadelphia.
Do it with a dime, only 1/10 of a dollar. Buy back issues of your favorite magazines at the annual East Library Magazine Sale. It will be held in the library Tuesday and Wednesday, May 10th and 11th, from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. The Industrial Arts Department is preparing for the annual South Jersey Craftsman Fair held in the Deptford Mall on May 9th through May 15th. As in past years, Cherry Hill East and West will be represented. Over 17 divisions ranging from architectural drafting to woodworking will be on display. We anticipate many top awards as we have in the past. The Industrial Arts Department invites you to visit these 3 displays. May 26th is the next dance concert. While the concert earlier this year was student choreographed, this concert is entirely choreographed by Barbara Hall and Carol Gorman-Swift, the orchestras and advanced dance teachers.
On the sports scene, congratulations are in order for the following nominees to the Eastern Pennsylvania Rugby All-Star Team: Dave Durfel, Ed Balderstone, Mike Boudreau, Jay Reinert, John Phillips, Michael Reddy, and Kevin Shields.
The girls' varsity lacrosse team extended their undefeated season 7-0-1 with a victory over Maple Shade. Scoring in the 13-4 victory were Cheryl Miller, Maggie Cowan, Sue Wilson, and Julie Paulson. Karen Heisler had 16 saves while the defense continues to be well done. The JV team upped their record 6-1-1 with a 19-7 victory. Scoring for East were Blanche Brown, Andrea LaGrossa, Nancy Udicious, Sandy Brown, Nicole Shambin, and Christianis. The varsity and JV lacrosse teams defeated JFK 15-3 and 10-6 respectively. Scoring for the varsity were Angie Bartell, Debbie Brawley, Cheryl Miller, Maggie Cowan, Sue Wilson, Heather DeCue, and Joanne Rodriguez. Goalkeeper Karen Heisler had 13 saves, while Donna Burke and Heather DeCue played excellent defense. Scoring for JV were Andrea LaGrossa, Christianis, Blanche Brown, and Nancy Udicious. Playing well in defense were Julie Schroeder and Jenny Stafford. Barb Welsh recorded 11 saves.
On Monday, the JV lacrosse team lost to a talented Morristown squad 16-10. Blanche Brown, Nancy Udicious, and Lisa Palouse scored for East. Barb Welch had 15 saves. Tomorrow, the girls face Eastern away. Friday, they battle Pennsauken away. Good luck to the team. Last Wednesday, the East Invitational Tennis Tournament was held at our home courts. The Cougars have a powerful team with 5 starting sophomores. Mark Goffman spoke with 2 team members about the team's victories.
Here with me this evening on East Update are the 2 players of the Cherry Hill High School East varsity tennis team, Jay Negan and David Neal. David, what are the results of the tennis invitational that was held April 28th?
Yes, last Wednesday, 8 of the best teams in South Jersey were invited to the East courts to play in a tournament. East was seeded number 1, and in the finals beat Morristown, the 2nd seed, 5-0.
Hey, what is East ranking now?
We're currently ranked number 1 in South Jersey. We're the undisputed champions right now.
David, what kind of competitions do you plan in the near future?
This weekend, 2 teams from North Jersey will be coming to East, Del Barton and Livingston, and this should be our toughest test of the season so far. And after that, we're looking forward to states where we'll be competing with the best teams in the whole state of New Jersey. And since we have such a young team, 5 starting sophomores, we're hoping to do well in the next few years.
Okay, thank you for being here on East Update, and this is Mark Hoffman.
The golf team defeated Bishop Eustace High School 4.5 to 1.5. Rick Fossey was medalist with a 38 at Pennsauken Country Club. On Friday, the golf team defeated Morristown at Laurel Oak Country Club 6-0. John Schmerler and Rich Tex Fossey were co-medalists with 39. Yesterday, the team defeated Washington Township. Rick Fossey was medalist with a 38. Tomorrow, the team competes with Pennsauken at Laurel Oak at 3:30. Now over to Kurt.
Next Wednesday, Newsreel will follow the high school and junior high school news. Trish Olson interviewed Channel 10 newscaster Terry Ruggles. We'll also bring you Culinary Corner, movie and TV, and music features. Don't miss this special show at 7:30, May 11th. Thank you for joining us for East Update. This has been Kurt Hatter along with Deanna Day. Stay tuned for a special from Beck Junior High following the junior high school news. Tonight we'd like to end this show with a choral number from last week's show. Good night and stay tuned.
Good evening, this is Michael Arrington welcoming you to Brainerd News. This week has been a busy one for us here at Brainerd. The spring sports season has just gotten underway, and also last Friday was Arbor Day. We here at Brainerd honored Arbor Day by planting a cherry tree in Brainerd's own front yard. And now to get on with tonight's show, here is Amy Miller with the spring sports results.
The spring season has really taken off here at Brainerd, and within 1 week, 11 contests were held, 5 baseball, 5 softball, and 1 track meet. The first contest, boys 8th grade baseball, was not the greatest way to open the spring sports season. We lost to Beck 6-1. By Thursday, our 7th grade girls got things rolling though, and with a 20-13 victory over the same school our baseball team lost to, Beck. Also on Thursday, the 7th grade boys defeated Beck with a score of 11-4. On this past Friday, both softball teams played games, and the 7th graders overcame Mount Laurel 20-13. Back home, Mount Laurel defeated our 8th grade 4-0. The 8th grade boys had their first win of the season, also on Friday, versus Christ the King. Meanwhile, the track team wrapped up another meet by winning over Toms River. During this meet, Terry Ferguson broke a record that was held for 10 years. 5 feet, 8 3/4 inches is the new high jump record at Brainerd. We will fill you in more about this meet later on in the evening. On Monday, the 8th grade girls softball team lost to Heritage by the score of 4-0, but the 8th grade boys defeated formerly unbeaten Heritage 8-3. When you beat the league favorites, it surely is a feather in your cap. Nice going, boys. Just yesterday, the 7th grade girls softball team furthered their winning ways by overcoming Heritage 17-8, while the 7th grade boys lost to Heritage 10-6. We will bring you up to date again next week about all the sports scores. This is Amy Miller.
Thank you, Amy. And now I would like to introduce Andrea Kilpatrick, who is interviewing some very special guests.
Here we are interviewing Brainerd's 3 track coaches who you've all seen before on Brainerd News. Mr. Murphy, what is your job as assistant track coach?
Andrea, I'm responsible for the long-distance runners and also working with the relay teams this year.
Mr. Montgomery, what is your job as a member of the Brainerd track staff?
My primary job is with our weight men, which are our shot putters and discus throwers.
Thank you. Mr. Golden, we're not going to ask you any typical interview questions, but could you just tell us a little bit about Brainerd's track team?
Well, Andrea, Brainerd's track team over the years, I think, has built up a tradition. We've been fortunate with this tradition basically because of the student body that we've had. We've had students who are willing to work hard, and we've had coaches who are willing to work hard with the students. And you throw a little bit of luck in there, and I think that is the reason for the successful record that we've had over the years. We've had one loss in the dual meet in the 16 years that we've had track at Brainerd. And students know this, and I think that that tradition of winning and excellence enables us to attract many good athletes in our school.
Well, just recently there was a record broken here at Brainerd, wasn't there?
Yes, the high jump record, which had stood for 10 years, was broken against Toms River this past week by Terry Ferguson. He cleared the bar at 5 feet 8 3/4 inches. Terry is what I consider an ideal athlete. He is intelligent, he works hard, and he also has good athletic skills to boot. I look for Terry to even better that mark by the end of the year. I don't think that 6 feet is out of the question for him if he continues to work hard. Andrea, we have with us this morning Terry Ferguson, the young man who set the record against Toms River just this past week. Terry, why don't you come in for a few minutes? Andrea has a question she'd like to ask you.
Terry, how did it feel when you knew that the bar was at record-breaking height?
Well, the first 2 times I jumped, I did miss it, as you see on the tape, and the third time I concentrated as hard as I can, and with the coaching of Dom Golden, it's helped me get over the bar, my explosive steps at the end, and jumping straight up and twisting the leg.
Thank you. We'd like to thank Mr. Golden and his assistant coaches, and also Terry, for coming down here to speak with us.
Thank you, Andrea. And now here's Charlie Miller with our tribute to Mother's Day.
Mother's Day is an extra special day of the year. Mothers do so much for us, and we do not give them enough credit. On Mother's Day, it gives us the opportunity to show our appreciation and love for everything they do for us every day of the year. All over the world, people send their mother a card and showing them how grateful they are for everything they do for them. Here's our card for Mother's Day from Brainerd. It's those who mean the most to us each day throughout the year that we remember lovingly when Mother's Day is here. And so this means the perfect time to say what's always true. Each day is so much happier because of people like you. Have a very happy Mother's Day.
That's our show for tonight. For the entire Brainerd News staff, this is Michael Arrington saying good night and see you next week.
Good evening and welcome to What's News at Heritage. I'm Jill Brandoff. And I'm Sharon Kurtz. Tonight we'll be talking Heritage Baseball with Heritage Varsity Baseball coach, Mr. Boyle. Mr. Boyle, can you tell us a little bit about this year's varsity team?
This year's varsity team at Heritage is probably the strongest one we've ever had. So far this season, we've opened up with 3 wins without a loss. We scored 42 runs in the 3 games while allowing our opponents only 6 hits. The pitching has been strong, the hitting's great, and the whole season looks like it's off to a fantastic start, and it looks like it's going to stay the same way the rest of the year.
Is there any goals for this year's team?
Well, of course, being the champions last year, we'd like to repeat, and that would probably be our #1 goal. But in the long run, we'd like to have these guys ready for Cherry Hill East freshman team next year.
How about the 7th grade team? How has it looked so far?
Well, the 7th grade team hasn't had a game so far. Their first game is going to be, which will be yesterday, Tuesday, but has not been played yet. Our pitching in 7th grade looks very strong with Bobby Ellis and Mitch Haskell. The hitting has been strong, and the fielding has been, just great. But it's yet to be seen how they're going to do under game conditions.
I'd now like to introduce the members of the Heritage Varsity Baseball team. Our infielders this year will feature Mike Menninger at third, John Lanza, Dave Hogle at short,
Dave Stewart at short. Cliff Foley at second base. And Andrew Jaffe at second base. Mark Holder at second base. Ed Welsh at first base. The Heritage outfield will feature Dave Abishar in left, Rob Price in center, Dave Pischke in right, Jeff Vaughn in right. This year's varsity catchers will be Rich DiVenero and Tom Copeland. Any team can go as far as its pitching staff will take them. This year's key starters will be Brian Reiner, Rich Gladstone, and Robbie Daniels. How would you evaluate this team by position?
Well, we're pretty strong in the infield. First, our 4 starters in the infield, that's Mike Medinger, Dave Hogle, Cliff Foley, and Ed Welsh, all played on the varsity baseball team last year, and therefore they've had a lot of experience and are very, very strong in the infield, and their backups also do a heck of a job when they come into the game. As we swing to the outfield, most of the guys that are starting the outfield this year were not on the varsity team last year. They are doing a great job for us this year. Starting, we have Dave Abishar, we have Eric Radbill, and we have Dave Pischke in their respective positions. Now, when we go to catching, our starting catcher, Rich DiVenero, is really putting a scare into base runners around this league. So far, he's thrown out about 6 runners going either to second or third base on steal attempts. The only ones that have made it have been on either a drop throw or have stolen on the pitcher. But Rich has a good move out of home plate and really does a nice job with our pitchers. His backup, Tom Copeland, his first year in the varsity, he's a 7th grader, also does a good job in closing out the games for us. And, of course, when you go down to our pitching staff, Brian Reiner was our star pitcher last year. So far this year, he has 1 win and a save for us. He's appeared in 2 out of the 3 games, and his big start, of course, will be this week against Brainerd. Thank you.
Before leaving, we'd like to wish Mr. Boyle and the Heritage baseball team a successful year. So from Sharon Kurz and Jill Brandoff, thanks for watching What's News at Heritage, and remember, think baseball.